like you step back and then you just found a sword tip. And you're bull rushing.
Sure.
So you have a red sword. I understand that like this is satisfying, but remember that like you don't need to be like hunching and charging.
Okay.
Because what happens is if I stand up straight, right? Just stand up straight, roll your shoulders back.
Yeah.
Feel how far back your shoulders feel?
Yeah.
Shoulders are a kill shot. When you bull rush, you put your shoulders in front of your legs. Like, and so what I'm doing is this is now closer to you, while your shoulder is still super far away from you.
Oh, okay.
And so if I start like, if I'm starting formed, you know, you can have a crouch, but if I dip to go in, where's your sword already at?
Yeah.
And so bull rushing is like, like you want to do it, but it's something that when you're charging, you should be charging with a straight back and a profiled frame. So that means that profiled frame is specifically for parrying stabs.
Yeah.
And you want a straight back because that's going to be how you generate your power.
Okay.
Bend over like this, like all the way over, and then just swing your sword in front of you. Feel that? Feel how like your back probably doesn't like it. Everything feels tight. Stand up straight and just do a whip.
Yeah.
See how your body likes that a lot more?
Yeah.
And so when you're bull rushing, your first swing has power because you're moving, but after that you're just whipping around because you have no power. Whereas when you're up straight, every hit regenerates power. Because as soon as I hit you and return to guard, I'm right back into a neutral, powerful reset.
Yeah.
Like I'm centered, I'm ready to keep going, rather than having to be down here and having to rebalance myself up, right?
Okay.
Obviously there's exceptions to every rule, but those general things, like that's why you lost most of your matches.
Oh, okay.
Is that if you did more the sideways like all the red fighters do, so put your sword, your primary foot forward, right? Just like that. So when I go to stab you, right?
Yeah.
Feel how
little
you have to move. The name of the game is the less movement you do, the more likely you are to win. Like if you can block with minimal movement, it means that you never have to leave your center. So now stand, like put that foot forward and stand square. Look at how, push it out.
Yeah.
Feel how much further your arms have to go out just to parry the stab.
Right.
And I can't tell you the amount of red fights that they go for the stab profile, you push that bitch out and hit them.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And so if you work on profiling on top of, bring your arms in a little more.
Okay.
The more your elbows are extended, the less room there is to generate power.
Okay.
Right? So shots should come from hip up.
Right.
But if my elbows are already extended, yes, I have a lot of reach here.
Yeah.
But the power that I'm generating, it doesn't have anywhere to snap, like a whip.
It's sort of like my passive guard to just kind of sit somewhere in here. Not fully bent, but not fully extended. Somewhat, there's a sweet spot. You'll have to find it, whatever feels most comfortable. So you here, and you're back to guard. Here, you're back to guard, right? You're not, like you were saying, so far extended out where you can't adjust your guard.
Okay. Yeah.
Find your middle ground.
Because when I guard, I will bring it in anyway.
Yeah. Now, sure, there's moments where you can have that, like, that hard block ready, like if you're trying to rush a Pullman or something, or like blocking a sweep close in.
Okay.
So that,
that's all entirely valid.
one move that is already kind of in your repertoire that you could probably take advantage of is it applies the same concept as your bull rush, but it executes it in a punch.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm bull rushing you and I'm ready to charge, what is your opener swing most like when you're closing on someone? Where do you want to swing?
Probably here.
Right. And so if you want to read there, you know that I already have a block there. Right. So by throw it in my guard and hold. Right. So you've already blocked. Where do you feel like you want to go from here? Right. If I haven't, what do you think is going to happen to you? Bingo.
Yeah.
So getting a good way to where you're basically hitting it with a Jedi block. And by that I mean you're catching this when you should be blocking like parallel. So like take a swing, swing at me slowly, and then see how I'm blocking like with a center line.
Yeah.
But when I'm returning, that way you moved your hands, you're like basically flatting. So what that means is that it makes it really easy for the red men to reach over. So when we open up with this open starter, right, the actual guard is this. So because when you throw here, I block it, this is the most likely return. So your follow-up should have some kind of like, you should be aware of where you opened yourself up. So I know that if I do this, this is the opening. So then the next movement after this needs to be blocking this because this is most likely where they're going to swing.
Okay.
That's where you start having the manipulation of the fight, because now you've created an engagement off of your charge, and now you have the opportunity to hit them. So we swing into the guard with ace throw back, you return here.
Okay.
You can chop, which is the most likely,
Right.
or when you come back, come up, and then you pump that chop, but then you come over other side.
Oh, okay.
So,
like,
right,
fake
right.
and
And even if they still have a parallel guard, you're tall.
yeah.
Hit them in the shoulder. And if they have to do this,
Right.
stab.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that's a lot of steps to that.
No.
If they do,
Did it sink?
Go back to where you were up here. If they do that shit,
Oh, pull it down.
you come down
Step
and
back.
stab the shit out of them.
Don't sink your whole body.
Yeah.
So take like a half step back. Yes.
I'm already
Bingo.
shorter, so it doesn't take. I don't have to really move that much.
And you don't even have to hit their guard. So that's the whole point. Is that like putting them up here? Like if you can get them to raise their guard up, you do a shadow and stab the fuck out of them. Because what's going to happen is if my guard is here and you go to stab me, my only choice is like, see how far I have to bring your tip across my body to not get hit? And so instead of like going into like the green zone right here and standing and banging, you're setting an engagement as you're closing, and then you're replacing your engagement with a back step. And so what you're doing is, one of my favorite things about being an aggressive fighter, everyone knows I like to charge them, is to fake it.
Yeah.
So like I get you in one good grind where I get up on you really fast, and then the next time we fight, I'll literally be like, I call it shadow clone, just whoo! I won't trip, but you like step, back.
Yeah.
They've usually started the engagement the same way the last time you stepped like that. And so now you have control of the fight because you have now done the fresh thing. And so if you're expecting me to throw here again, we go. Or even you throw here and then you just press it, right?
Okay.
So it's the concept is slowly training your opponent, but it's also meaning that you have to be throwing shots and guards into places that make them feel threatened.
Okay.
You are super tall, which means you got long arms.
True.
That is a fighter's worst nightmare.
Ready when you are, my man.